What's up, people? I have a quick one for you. These are my 5 tips to crush your reading list or read faster and be more efficient in reading. Seems like an oversimplification, but I think that still works. Tip number 1, read in natural light. I know there's a lot of advancement and there's good lighting, that artificial lighting that you can buy, but as much as possible, like, try to find natural light. It just is soothing to your eyes. I've tried it over times. Every time I'm reading in artificial light, it just feels like a drag. And so as much as possible, you see me like sitting out on the terrace or in the garden, like, or right next to a window and reading a book. This is like a bonus tip 1.5, which is try to avoid e-readers. I know there's advancement in like this Kindle Paperwhite that they give you like this paper-like feeling. I've always found it a little bit more straining than regular traditional paper books. So as much as possible, you don't have to buy the paper books, but you can borrow them, find local libraries, find rental books, whatever you have like that's available in your area. That's more of a tip 1.5. Tip number 2 is to find a comfortable seating position. Like, make sure you're in a comfortable seating position before you start reading a book. You know, your mind is always going to try to work in terms of getting your body in a comfortable position. Obviously, your mind is not going to work in terms of trying to torture you. So if you're not in a comfortable position, that means that your mind is just half trying to figure out how to get to a comfortable position, and so you're not retaining anything. If that means that, you know, you're comfortable sitting, sit. If you're comfortable leaning, lean. If you're comfortable sleeping, lying down, do that. Whatever works for you, that's more important than what people say. Like, people will always say, sit on a table, sit upright and read. But like, if you want to lie down and read because that's relaxing to you, do that. Tip number 3, take breaks. You're going to get tired. Your eyes are going to strain. So that means every 20-30 pages, every couple of chapters, look away. Drink a lot of water, hydrate yourself. That's actually a pro tip. Hydrate yourself. You don't have to do a marathon 8 hours of just glued to your book. You can take breaks, you can walk off, you can take a walk, you can do some other chores in between. As much as possible, like, you want to take breaks, because at the end of it, reading is like pretty monotonous, just like line by line, and your eyes are the one that are getting strained. So take breaks, look away as much as possible. Tip number 4, get rid of distractions. I've always said this, I've emphasized this a lot on my channel, is get rid of distractions, which means put your phone away, switch off your TV, like, try to find yourself in an isolated environment as much as possible. You don't want people walking in and talking around you. I mean, if ambient noise works for you, then well and good. Things that are going to keep your mind away from the book, that's what you want to avoid. The more emphasis that I'm trying to put is, don't listen to like the trolls who are going to say, oh, you're going to find like the most peaceful, amazing place in the mountains to read a book. No. If you can read in a crowded place, read it. Tip number 5, and this is like the final amazing, like, this is the final, like, blew my mind up. Read as per your mood. That it doesn't mean that when you pick up a book you have to finish it before you pick another book. You can juggle books. You need to pick different varieties of book, different genres of book, or like different authors of book, and like read them according to your mood. Sometimes you're gonna pick up a book, and if you feel that you're not into it, it's not because the book's not interesting, it's just that your mind telling you, I'm not in the mood to read this. So then, instead of like dragging it and like feels like a drag, and like every page is like 1,000 kilograms to turn it over or whatever, read another book. That's going to just make it faster for you, because your mood is not always going to be the same. These are my 5 simplified tips of like crushing your reading list. Read in natural light, find a comfortable position, take a lot of breaks, switch off distractions, and read according to your books. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I know I like look distracted because I'm looking here and there, and so hopefully in post it doesn't look that bad. But if it does, I'm sorry, because like I have notes on this and trying to read those notes, and then this switches off, and then it irritates me, and then the trucks, the birds don't irritate me as much as like the vehicles and like the honking and like the tractors, and like I'm cribbing, and like this isn't relevant to this video, but it's bloopers. I mean, see, I don't even know why he's honking. He can just slow down. Like, what's the rush? Are you late for something? Why don't you just leave 5 minutes early, or like 15 minutes early? You know it's Bangalore. Just peace out, man.